Welcome to this week's edition of Mountain Outhouse. I'm your host, Jam Jam. This is the craziest shit to happen in running this week. This week's stories include a new Nolan's 14 FKT, Amelia Boone targets Barkley, and Kilian takes a Breathalyzer test. Nolan's 14 is again back in the news this week as Iker Karrera, presented by Solomon, smashed the FKT, or fastest known time, on the 100-mile-long route, which summits a total of 14,000-foot high peaks across Colorado's Sawatch Range. The record was previously held by Andrew Hamilton in 53 hours, 39 minutes. Iker's new time of 47 hours, 40 minutes is leaps and bounds ahead and comes just a few weeks after he placed 6th at Colorado's Hard Rock 100 in 27 hours, 18 minutes. Dude's got that 47-hour stare on lock. After the addition of the Mako show in June, Nike Trail has just added another powerhouse to their sponsored trail running stable. They announced Tate Pullman has joined their team just ahead of the World Mountain Running Champs in Italy, which took place this past weekend. Tate, of course, was second in last year's Flagstaff Skyrace 39K, just seconds behind Joe Gray, and this year was the winner of the Broken Arrow 52K in Tahoe. Speaking of the World Mountain Running Champs, which is a 2-lap course in Cremona, Italy. Oh wait, that was last week because the World Mountain Running Long Course Championships were this weekend, which is a 32K, also in Cremona, Italy. Oh God, this is so confusing. And mountain trail running isn't even an Olympic sport. So to recap these two mountain running championships, let's just refer to them as the 13K champs and the 32K champs. Last week's short course, which is now in its 33rd year, and apparently the more important of the two, featured athletes from 35 different countries and saw Lucy Murigi of Kenya take the big W for the ladies, and Victor Kiplangat of Uganda smash it for the men. Top men's team was Uganda, who swept the podium, and the US was third, with Joe Gray taking 4th place overall. The women's field was won by the US ladies, featuring both Allie McLaughlin and Addie Bracey in the top 10. On to the long distance version now this weekend. So these peeps ran 19K further, and this time it was Petro Mamu of Eritrea who was the victor for the men, and Tate, who we spoke about previously, placed 4th. Italy won the men's title with the US in 2nd. For the ladies, it was Silvia Rampazzo of Italy in 1st, with Cassie Enman of the US a 45 agonizing seconds back. Addie Bracey was also again in the top 10, earning the ladies silver for the US behind the Italians. On to another European race, this one part of the World Skyrunner Extreme Series, and extreme it is. Created by Kilian Jornet and Emily Forsberg, this is one crazy-ass 53K featuring over 15,000 feet of climb, literally on exposed-ass ridges. So extreme, in fact, that US Skyrunner and Hillygoat, Hilary Allen, took a devastating fall of somewhere between 30 and 40 meters, with reported stitches and arms in casts. Holy shit, dude. Hilary, all of the Outhouse Nation wishes you the best in your recovery from this incident and hope you're back up to full speed soon. Nation, let's send our well wishes on social media. More race news, and this time to my very first 100-miler, held just outside Los Angeles, California, at the Angeles Crest 100. Torrential downpours in Wrightwood, where the race starts, just a day ahead of the race, looked like the mountain gods were taking out their wrath on the small mountain town, even sending the Acorn Trail literally right onto the Grossman's porch. That weather subsided and the runners were off into the mountains the next day, crisscrossing Highway 2 all the way to Pasadena, where Jerry Garcia took home the win, fending off lead solo runner Brandon Bullweg and 2-time winner Dom Grossman. We have to give a well wish to Katie Grossman for her valiant attempt at the Hard Rock Angeles Crest double. A hurt knee obtained at Hard Rock turned dire by Chantry Flats at mile 75, and she pulled the plug on the race, hoping for no long-term damage. Amelia Boone, who's back to form after a year-long plus injury, was seeking advice on Twitter this week for orienteering classes. This has raised speculation that she's setting her sights on the Barkley marathons soon. Filmmaker and newsmaker Casey Neistat has been crushing the run lately, and we see him continuing to flirt with the trail and ultra scene. Not only is he pushing the miles, but this photo posted to his Strava clearly shows he digs the dirt. We think it won't be long before he laces it up for a legit trail ultra. Hey Casey, that'd make a great Beam news piece, eh? Maybe you can pace me at an upcoming fall ultra. The IAAF World Track Championships in London have been going on all weekend, and I'm sure you saw that Bolt was beaten twice in the final 100-meter race of his career. Bummer. But hey, did you catch that streaker just before the gun went off? Kilian took a breathalyzer after driving home from a run past midnight up in Norway. He posted this photo to his Instagram story, clearly showing that he was sober, blowing a 0.0. We now go live to a couple of new correspondents, Eo Wang and Sean.
SkizzleFresh here, reporting live from Lake Chabot in Castro Valley at the Skyline 50K, here with some pretty fast people, according to the results. Let's talk about your guys' race, because I'm pretty sure you guys were a last-minute sign-up. I didn't see you on the entrance list last weekend, so what prompted you to hop in?
Well, I haven't really been running or training since Western States, but we'll talk about this with you later, but we're leaving next Sunday for 9 months, and we wanted to do sort of a last big hit of the California trails, and what better way to do it than crush a race?
Legit, and crush it you guys did. I believe first place male and female, if I'm correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so I heard when a certain individual here that is male and not I runs, he tends to be shirtless. 2 questions. 1, were you shirtless for this race?
Yep.
Okay, 2, did you sunburn at all?
Nope.
Sean doesn't burn.
Speaking of your adventure that you guys have coming up, you're going around the world for 9 months. What prompted it? Where are you going? Give us some basic details.
We're going everywhere. We're going to 30 countries. The first part, we're going to be in Africa for a while, doing a lot of safari, and then we're going to Bhutan and then Southeast Asia. And then we'll actually be back in California over Christmas. And then starting in January, we hit South America, Tahiti, Australia, Japan, China, Russia, Norway, and Iceland.
All right, so in addition to the blog, which linked, where can we find you on social media?
You can find both of us on my Instagram. YWangRuns is my handle. I'm also on Twitter as Magic Squid, though I post mostly on Instagram, which goes out to Twitter and Facebook. And Sean has a hashtag #ShirtlessSean.
Oh, we're gonna blow this up. This is gonna be bigger than the season finale of The Bachelorette. I just want you to know that. It's going down. Awesome. Well, we'll be sure to make sure you guys follow. Subscribe to the blog. I'm sure there's analytics there. This is Brian Powell for I Run Far. Nope, just kidding. SkizzleFresh. Back to you in the studio.
Hey, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. If you have crazy stories to share or a pic of a sick outhouse, tweet us or dip into our Insta DMs at Mountain Outpost. Have a week. Support this show by purchasing this pair of Jam Jam sunglasses, now available at the link below. You can also now become a Patreon supporter and enjoy perks such as our private Facebook group, extended Glasses Come Off segment of this very newscast, and behind the scenes for more interaction. Thanks to the 44 of you amazing supporters who've already jumped on board in just the first week. Peace.